Burgh le Marsh windmill near Skegness in Lincolnshire, known as Dobson's Mill, is a tower mill with 5 single-sided sails. Its brick walls are painted with tar to keep out the damp, and its fine onion-shaped ogee cap is painted white. It is thought to have been built by the Oxley family, local millwrights, in the first half of the 19th century. Dobson's Mill is unique in Lincolnshire for being the only left-handed mill. This means that the sails rotate clockwise when viewed from the front. We talked to the curator of the mill, John Clark, who grew up in the village of Burgh le Marsh.
The mill itself is built as a state-of-the-art mill for the 18th century. It's fully automated, and even in its day, you can, when you set it up, the wind, if it blows too hard, the sails open, the shutters open, and also if it goes too fast, the governor drops the stones tighter to slow it up as well. So quite a good system. If it ain't broke, we don't mend it. Very good sack hoist on there. The sack hoist, you pull the rope, while you're pulling the rope, the chain hoists the sacks to the top, and when you get to the right height, you just stop it. And there's also double trapdoors at each floor, so the sack will not drop from one floor to another. It'll only drop up the height of a floor. The idea was it didn't drop on your head then. Yeah. It is left-handed, which means it rotates a different direction to everybody else's. Now, I've got a theory, I might be wrong, my theory is that he got hold of some stones off a water mill and realised to his horror that it was left-handed, so he had to build the mill left-handed. There is 2 Derbyshire stones and 1 French one. The consists of smaller stones. It's riverbed quartz, and it's put in an iron band in the middle and an iron band round the outside, clamped up tight, and all these little stones is put in place. Well, not so little, but a bit like an orange, if you cut an orange through. And then they cover the top with plaster of Paris. So everybody says, oh, that's a nice smooth stone, but it's plaster of Paris. And most of these stones that's done like that were made in Hull. The Derbyshire stone is slightly more grit in the flour. And the grit in your flour, in the old days, poor people's teeth used to get ground down a lot for eating the bread. The French stones, Burgh stones as they're called, they made a finer flour with a lot less gritting because it's harder. But the softer Derbyshire stones certainly did a good job of grinding for animals and things like that. This mill was chiefly used for grinding for animal food.
A common problem for mills, particularly during the summertime, is lack of wind. And Dobson's Mill has been adapted to deal with this.
So, summertime on these mills, they always had engines, because the engines, we originally had a gas engine there. A gas engine's not a diesel, but very similar to one. Then they bought a diesel and put it in the next shed where the engine shed is now. It's 22 horsepower single cylinder, so it's quite a nice little engine.
Although Burgh le Marsh is situated in rural Fenland, World War II had its impact on village life and the running of the mill.
Even bombed round here. We had one lot of bombs dropped the other side of the village, where it was then, in the middle of a swamp, fire bombs. They used to have a lookout for the fire brigade, wardens did. They climbed up and sat up top of the windmill and the church, which is quite high. And I know there's some rakes here somewhere. We had a rake somewhere to rake the bombs off if you dropped on your roof. Mind you, I was only a kiddie at the time. I thought it great fun to have soldiers running about in tanks and things, especially if they gave you a ride.
During World War II, a demand for flour combined with the scarcity of timber meant the mill was run almost to destruction. Building materials were prioritised for the repair of damaged homes and defence use. At the end of the war, major repair work was required to keep the mill running.
The miller put a new cap on, new sails. The sails, originally, they had to come, the main timber of the sails came from Belize. They came as deck cargo. Timber for the top of the mill was taken from the air, presumably from Skegness, where they've got lots of air raid shelters. 1946, I suppose, it's got in bad order. And then you get the millwrights to come and do it, you see. I suppose the millwrights said, I haven't got the material, so Mr Dobson got some. I mean, he knew the person who owned the Welton wood, and he knew somebody who was scrapping the other wood and managed to get a permit for the other.
Dobson's Mill still possesses its original granary building, where grain was stored prior to milling into flour or animal feed. The granary now houses a museum dedicated to milling and the craft of millwrights. Both Dobson's Mill and the museum are run by a dedicated group of volunteers.